welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today we are talking about a whiskey that you've never had before. You've never had it, unless, of course, you have had it, in which case, super sorry that I misled you and you clicked on this video, but I guarantee most of you haven't had it. The reason I didn't put the bottle in the thumbnail or in the description or in like the title of the video is because of this. If I had done it, you would not have clicked. You would have been like, I don't know what that is and I don't care. But in reality, I'm just trying to be fair to you and to me. Although, as this video goes on, you'll think I'm trying to be more fair to me. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to disclose about how much Matt knows. This little person, we'll call them, told me a thing or two about this. What I'm about to show you is from a certain distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky that opened its doors in 2016. I'm not going to name it by name, but it has grown significantly since then. It also, but probably not, but maybe might rhyme with Schmardstown Schmerbin Company. They may have been sourcing some barrels or contract distilling some barrels for other companies. I'm going to go ahead and make up a make-believe name for the master distiller at this unnamed distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. We'll call him Shmeef Schmally. May have had a part in distilling this possibly 6.5 years ago. Again, this is all hearsay and all schmearsay. But this is the very first 95.5 rye whiskey, not from Indiana, not from MGP, not from Rose and Squiggly, but instead from Bardstown, Kentucky. At cask strength, this is Rare Character. It's a single barrel. It's one of my picks. I got a bunch of rye samples from Rare Character and I chose this one. It turns out to be the very first ever 95.5 rye I ever tasted from Kentucky. And I thought it was magnificent. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was so good. If you like what I have to say in this video, I'm going to post the link to this bottle in the description below if you want to purchase one. I'm not sure if this will make it out of my Patreon or not. If it does, then there'll still be bottles available via the link in the description. If not, then there won't be bottles available. But it's possible. America. Rare Character presents Single Barrel Series, selected by ADHD Fishing, which was my original channel name before I realized I sucked at fishing. I originally had a fishing channel. It was terrible, had 100 subscribers, and they all hated my guts. So, changed ADHD Fishing into ADHD Whiskey, but this bottle is a throwback to my original channel name, ADHD Fishing. The picture on the bottle is a textured, glorious image. This was a picture I took while taking my 12-foot aluminum boat with a small electric trolling motor in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan on Lake Superior. This is cask strength, 121.2 proof, rings in at 6 years and 6 months old, so a 6.5 year Kentucky 95.5 rye. Single barrel series. Purveyor of rare whiskeys. If you've never heard of Rare Character, let me tell you a little bit about it. Rare Character Whiskey Co. was born out of Pablo Moyes, M-O-I-X, Moy? Pablo Moy? I'm going to go with Moy. Moix? Moy? I'm going to go with Pablo Moy. Rare Character Whiskey Co. was born out of Pablo Moy's love for collecting rare and distinctive whiskeys. After 2 decades of purchasing single barrels for his own bars and restaurants, he has developed a unique insight into the industry and has forged special relationships with top distillers and distilleries. They have offered him one-of-a-kind access to their private warehouses, and for this series, Pablo has found and procured barrels unlike anything else out there. So, distilled in Kentucky, aged in New Charred Oak, bottled by Rare Character Whiskey Co., Stanford, Kentucky. So this is the very first 95.5 rye I've ever tasted from Kentucky. When I picked the barrel, I had no idea that it was from Kentucky. All I knew is that it was amazing and unique. Going in for a nose. Wow. That smells so good. The moment you smell this rye whiskey is the moment you're like, this is special. There is so much going on here. There's so much happening. Dark chocolates, cinnamon. There's also like a spicy cherry, a little bit of a cola, like an overly syruped Coca-Cola, or maybe like an overly syruped Coca-Cola mixed with a root beer. The nose on this is ridiculous. It's crazy. The nose is so good. And I'm not just saying that so that you click on the link and buy one. I don't care. The reason I'm making this video is not because this is my single barrel, but because this is the first time I've ever tasted and reviewed a 95.5 rye from Kentucky. This is a brand new whiskey to the market. Something that I've never tasted, something that the majority of you have not tasted. The nose just urges you to sip it. The nose is like, taste me. Taste me. So guess what? I'm gonna give in down the hatch. Wow. 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 That is a ride. If you're a rye whiskey lover and you haven't had a Kentucky rye 95.5, I think you need to try it. I think you need to try one. I know that I'm not the only one doing picks of it. I've seen other bottles of the 95.5 Kentucky rye recently from Rare Character hit the market from other people picking barrels. I'm not saying pick up my bottle, but what I am saying is when you get the opportunity to try it, definitely do. It's very complex. It changes a lot. It does a lot of like twists and turns. It like does the Allen Iverson crossover. Just leaves you like, what the heck was that? It's spicy, but also sweet. It almost tastes like a finished rye for some reason, because sometimes it gives me like a little bit of a rum flavor profile, like a little bit. And I'm like, was that rye whiskey or was that rum? What I love most about it is the viscosity. It's extra oily. And the first sip you take of it, you're like, that's so good. And then you feel it coat your entire mouth and you're like, the heck, are we in an oil slick? Am I a contaminated duck in a Dawn dish soap commercial? Why is this so thick and viscous? Going back to the nose, and there's a ton of dark fruit here. A ton of dark fruit and pepper. Then going back to the palate, there's so much raisin here. Like the best raisin. Raisins and dates and vanilla. Since this bottle is from a single barrel that I picked, I'm not going to score it because I think that's stupid. But I absolutely love this rye whiskey, and I know for a fact, if you love cask strength, high rye whiskey, that this will be directly up your alley. And directly up your ass, because it's up mine. It's like so far up mine. When I publish this video, this will have already gone out to my Patreon community, so they will have already had their opportunity to purchase bottles. If this sounds like something you like or something you want, and if they're still available, when you click on the link in the description box, it'll be available for purchase. If there are no more left, it'll say sold out or out of stock. They might be there, they might be out of stock, who knows? I don't know. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey, and I love you. I want you to know that. I love you.